Happy Monday, everyone. Hello. How's it going? Oh, listen to Nine Shells. I had a rave going on in here a second ago. So this is the Sin 5-inch single. I don't know why I had to specify the inches. But Sin by 9 Inch Nails with a few cool edits. And then the bonus song, I think it's a Joy Division song, Get Down, Make Love. So that's your DJ. I'm your DJ, your overnight DJ, playing some musics, mostly for me, but that's okay. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday, Mike. I wish you could, stick around and hear the whole thing. We could just have it going, but it'll be very distracting because then I'll just be singing along, and nobody wants that. So hello, Mike, Rob, Brandon, Mark, Jim Chidester, Tim's here. Hello. Phil, Alan, Saucebot. Hey, it's been a minute, Sean. Look at you. I always hated that prodigal son story in the Bible, where the one son does everything right, and he sticks around, and he lives, and the father is like, oh yeah, I love you, whatever. And then the other son, who's a total, gone away, he squandered all his money, he comes back and the dad throws this big celebration, and meanwhile the other son's like, I did everything right, where's my party? I'm sure that's how you all felt just now when I gave Sean that outsized greeting, because he is the prodigal son and he has returned, and I would like to celebrate him. But the reason he's on tonight is probably because he's sitting there right next to Philip Fracassi. Philip was in or is in currently, is he in Australia? I don't know. I don't know if he is in Australia still, but he was going there for the filming of Skeletons. I have a horrible sneeze coming out. You know what? I'm going to will away the sneeze. I'm going to will it away. There, it's gone. Just willed that thing away. So, yes, I didn't want to neglect. I feel like a cell phone provider, right? Like I'm always pursuing the new customers. Whatever. Anyway, hi. Good to see you, Saucebot. Dave's here. Hello. Soft spot for Saucebot. He called it. Tim called it. Got an amazing Rapture box today. New Clay McLeod Chapman Chappie, an amazing slipcase for my lettered editions. But Mitch doesn't love me because you didn't get the coaster. Well, I'll do you one better, Mike. I didn't get anything. I didn't get the Clay McLeod Chapman Chappies. I didn't get, I think there's some other things. I'll probably get an arc for the next, what is it? Can we talk about what the next ones are? I don't know if we can. Ramsey Campbell. So I got nothing. And I see everybody's posting. Mark is posting. Alexis was posting. Everybody's getting their Chappies. And I'm left here holding the bag, man. What are you going to do? What's the guy going to do? No Rapture coaster. Sorry, man. Everybody's getting those Rapture coasters, Mike. So I don't know what that says about what your situation is and how you are in standing. Does my forehead look greasy? I look like I have a greasy forehead. It's shiny. I used to have a teacher in 8th grade named Mr. Wiseman. And he had a receding hairline. And some of the kids would yell in the back of the class, forehead. They would just yell, forehead. I went to a Catholic private Catholic school. A Catholic school for privates. And Mr. Wiseman would teach. And people would just yell forehead randomly. Forehead. And his forehead had a sheen to it. And I'm like, oh, man. I got a sheen to my forehead. He's on the other side of the country to me. Would have been $1,000 in flights, unfortunately. Or, Sean, you just go right through the danger donut, right? You just go right through the danger middle. I think you could do it, Sean. If you wanted to bad enough. I don't know if anybody's ever been to the center of Australia. But you just go. You just get yourself some Jeff Ward Stout and you get one of them hats that have the straws, and you just book a line right through the center of that country, of your homeland, of your motherland, and you just blaze a trail. You could be the most dangerous thing in Australia, Sean. I think you are. You are the most dangerous animal in Australia. I think you could do it. You flew to the States. And I am wondering, Sean, what do you think of all those other people that have been posting lately when they went to the soccer stuff? FIFA, FOFUM, I don't know what to call it. But all these Europeans came to the States and apparently discovered the States for the first time in their lives and were marveling at free breadsticks. I mean, I'm like, Sean was here. Sean was like, yeah, this is a restaurant. We have them in Australia as well. I don't see what's so amazing about it. Air conditioning, yeah. I'm sure Australia has plenty of air conditioning. So I'm just wondering why all these Europeans were so blown away by the States. Here's my conspiracy theory. You want to hear it? I think that was orchestrated just to distract us, just to give us a little, when you got the rats in the experiment, you got to give them a little zap of electricity as a punishment, and then you got to give them a little pellet as a reward. And I think the social media algorithms were serving us up our little reward for being good Americans. I don't know. It's all a distraction. Anyway, that's fine. It's good to see you. Who else is here? Tim got a coaster. Man, Mike, I'm so sorry that you did not get a coaster. Yeah, the next 4 chapbooks are public. Yes. So Ramsey Campbell, Otessa, I don't want to mangle her last name, and then 2 other people. We'll pull them up. We'll pull them up. Tim, it was nice to get the coaster. Oh man, Mike, you're getting Hey, Ron, good to see you, Ron. I was just responding to your comment in book form about Dune. You tried to read Dune for the 3rd time, and you are 3 books deep into your Centipede Press expense. That's a harsh lesson, but that's fine. And I have respect for that book. I have respect for Dune. No love for it, but respect. Would I rather read Dune or Lord of the Rings? Lord of the Rings. No 2 ways about it. Give me a fantasy book. I'd rather read Brothers of the Wind. You know what? Let's check in with the Magic Duff Bucket. What do you got for me today, Magic Duff Bucket? You know what we're going to go with tonight? We're going to go with we're just going to be a little classy. We're going to drink Costco Port. Tawny Porto. Not Tawny Catane. Tawny Porto. I think Tawny Catane passed away. She's the individual who threw herself all over David Coverdale's car in that Whitesnake video. So I'm just gonna. That's a glass. That's a glass. We're just gonna do a port tonight. There's a little extra in case I'm feeling nasty. A little more. Hey, Ronan, good to see you. Amateurs. Yeah, I would say so. David, did I say hi to you? Hello, David. Look deep in the envelope. I almost threw mine out. Oh, so you could have maybe gotten it. David's here. Ron's here. I didn't say hi. I don't know. Anyway. Nope. I went back and got the box once I saw yours, and nope, no go. He just doesn't like me. Damn. Oh, books. Yes, Jason. Books. Ronan's good to see you. Magic Duff Bucket. Yeah, just briefly. I asked for a refund from Cemetery Dance. They promised me it closed for 2 months and finally just got it. So glad I'm out. I saw that. Were you the one commenting in the friends who like Cemetery Dance? There are very few friends. There are a lot of friends. There are very few who like Cemetery Dance anymore. And I heard that the one thing that Cemetery Dance was sort of congratulated on was their quick refund system, and it ain't happening so quickly anymore. And the tide's gone out. They're circling the drain, and I kind of decided. I think I go back and forth, but I think I'm done with the whole Chismar thing and Paul Michael Caine. I think I blew my circuit because it's like I feel like, when Stephen King goes on Twitter, I'll never call it X, and keeps blasting Trump. It's like, dude, nobody's listening. It's not going to be effective. You're just screaming into the void. And then I'm like, I'm doing that with Chismar. That's my thing. I'm wasting my life and my energy. So it's a no-go. But I was thinking of doing a video of just saying, do not buy Richard Chismar books, because I realize my approach has always been, don't buy from Cemetery Dance. That still stands, duh, of course. Do not buy from Cemetery Dance. I started burning people at the stake who are affiliated with Cemetery Dance. That kind of gets out of hand, and I'm just done with it. But going after Cemetery Dance isn't the right thing to do. It should be we go after Richard Chismar. You don't buy his books. Don't buy them. Don't review them. Don't give that dickhead any oxygen. And I was thinking about doing a video for that and just kind of warning people. This is the kind of guy you're supporting. And what I understand, I've read one Richard Chismar book. I read two. One he co-authored with his son, the original Widow's Point. And it was okay. I was like, it was room temperature. And then Girl on the Porch, which just pissed me off because nothing happens in the book. The most action is the title of the book. And she's just on the porch. You don't even, what is she doing there? So his books are room temperature. And I was going to really lambast him, but I'm like, I don't even care. It's just like, just have some port, I know I'm missing some stuff. Yeah, I did say hello to you, Ronan. Don't let me get away with not saying hello. I love that coaster of Tyler's first deluxe book from Mitch. Mitch, man, you are going to have a very pissed off West Virginian to deal with very soon. Hey, Zach, good to see you. And yes, congratulations on getting your money back. I'm glad that is gone behind you. So put that in the rear view. Some random guy, hello. Good to see you. Well, then Mitch needs to make that right. Mitch is going to, that wasn't me on Facebook, but another person struggling to get a refund. Oh, okay. Anyone. Mike, which slipcase did you get? I have the To Be a Ghost one. I fit all the lettered chapbooks in the case by alternating them spine to edge. It's a system. That's a system. What he's saying, for the folks who don't know, who don't have the chappies, is that I have them right here because I was doing a Rapture video. You have to alternate them. You see how they're all fat like that? Well, you got to flip them, and then you got to flip it. What you got to do is you got to see, and that makes it more square. So you got to flip it, smack it, and rub it down. All the Gen Xers know what I'm talking about. Hello, number one. I'm glad you were here to hear me say flip it, smack it, rub it down. That's good. That's good. Plus, a lot more people hear from King than from Jeff. Oh, my God, that is true. And the people who hear from me just turn the squelch up. Like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Paul Michael Caine partnering with Cemetery Dance put a sour taste in my... Yes. And then he doesn't answer for it. Like, that to me is the most infuriating thing, right? Is like, acknowledge it. Then just own it. Don't be a bitch. Own it. Just say, I work with him. Or take a stand and say, yeah, from here on out, I've cut all ties with Richard Chismar and Cemetery Dance and Billy Chismar and blah, blah, blah. But no, he's not. He's, yeah, it's really, and really, he's got a cult going. 19th edition. I gotta say, there's a couple of things that get me mad, even though they're none of my business. When I see people making decisions based on fear, I get mad. I just like, I want to shake them, And then when I see a bunch of suck asses kissing ass to people that they're trying to curry favor with, I get so pissed off. And everybody over, it's a human centipede of suck asses over there going, oh, I loved it. Oh, this stuff is great. Oh, this is the best group. And it's just like, keep it to yourself. Make the group private or something. Nobody wants to see it. Little suck asses. They just have and they're always cracking jokes. I can't go into it. I don't know. And it's like, it's really rotten of me on one hand to be shitting all over someone's good time. If they really genuinely like each other and they're having fun and they're a little kumbaya campfire circle, that's fine. You know, who am I to? There's such little joy in the world. Why would I take that away? But they're just like, oh my God. Go over to 19th edition and sit down and tell me it's not a cult. I used to hate it when people called it a cult. And I'm like, no. And then I'm like, yeah, the scales have fallen from my eyes. And it's just creepy. It's just, anyway. So you could see it for yourself if you want to brave Facebook and go and check it out. But oh my God. What are we missing? Just focus on all the good stuff we have going on. We have so many great publishers right now. Limited edition book collecting has never been better. So true. Here, toast to that. It's terrific. And who would have thought that a guy who calls his channel It's Terrific would take the positive angle, the optimistic angle? Who would have thought? Versus the guy who calls his channel The Jeff Word would resort to profane negativity. So true. Cheers to that sentiment. Good evening, just in time for the Chismar therapy. Lance, you missed it. And good evening, Lance. But I'm saying I'm getting off board the SS Dick Chiz, and I'm letting it float out to sea. Just be a ghost ship out there. I'm done with it. Also, CD asking for PayPal and not through their website gives disaster waiting to happen. Yeah, I mean, I've gone over that a lot, and Ed Lauren has gone over that, and there's a lot of people. The signs are all there. I don't know what he's doing, but the business has got to be just minutes from implosion. If there was ever let's just say there's a cemetery dance book you absolutely must have. Let's just go there. If it's not published now, so if it's an in-stock book, sure, you need to have it, go ahead. If it's a pre-order and you absolutely need to have it, then you will just hold your money. You know what? Put your money into a high interest high yield savings account or something, and sit on it until that book is published. Then sure, go ahead and buy it. Do not give them another dime on a pre-order and wait. I personally hate Richard Chismar, so I don't want. He'll never get another dime out of me, no matter what. He could do the most deluxe edition of a Philip Fracassi book and sell it for $25. And I will never give him a dime. So, but yes, at the very, very, very least, just never buy a pre-order. Do not give them. Hey, hello, unknowingly annoying Jesse. Good to see you. Mike, if Mitch doesn't hook you up, I'll send you mine. I owe you anyway. Look at this. Tim and Mike Hughes, the sergeant at arms of the collecting world. Tim's a great guy. He'll make you whole. We'll figure this out. I bet you Mitch is listening and he doesn't want to speak because He's not gonna. He's like, ah, shit. I ran out of coasters. I got one of the lettered slipcases Mitch made. I have the first 12 plus Death Bus in mine already. Damn, you squeezed Death Bus in there? Bop it. Flip it, smack it, bop it. Yeah. Was that a commercial for Pepto-Bismol? Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. No, that was Alka-Seltzer. I don't remember what Pepto-Bismol, right? And they all fit spine out like a man. I need a couple of those slipcases, Mitch. He doesn't even send you a coaster. No, you got the coaster. Maybe you trade the coaster for a slipcase so he can send a coaster to Mike. Sorry to hear you're letting go your cemetery dance hates. I have enjoyed having a common enemy with everyone watching these streams. Just kidding. Well, we still have the common enemy. I mean, I'm not letting go. I'm not forgiving the asshole. I'm just like, what can be said? Like, I have a video that I was going to do, a couple of videos, and what else is there to say? Honestly, there's nothing left. And he's just gonna fold. So it'll fold up. It's well documented. I've been warning people. So anybody who has any money in that business, I've tried to help out by being here and warning. But by now it's a foregone conclusion. There's no way Cemetery Dance is surviving. He's pulling stuff up, warehouse fines all the time out his ass now. And he's trading those things for clout, for rankings for him and his boy on their 2 books. So, and you know what's sick is that Richard Chismar is a photocopy of Stephen King. And his son is a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy of Stephen King. Like, they are just iterative. They're the grainy, soulless iteration. They're not even worth spare body parts for Stephen King books. And once King's gone, Cemetery Dance will be done. But I think Cemetery Dance will be done before that. And I feel bad for anybody who paid $4,000 for the lettered Fright or Flight or the Face in a Crowd or those books. I don't think those books are ever going to see the light of day. I think that Richard Chismar has all his books that he's saying are at the publishers. I think they're sitting somewhere and he has to jailbreak them. He has to have enough money to pay the balance of his bill at the printer to get the book sent to him. And then he needs money to put those books in the mail. And I think he's borrowed against his future, his past, and his present, and he's out of options. I don't know any of this, and Richard Chismar will never clarify. I will say I did get a tasty bit from somebody somewhere where I think somebody called out Chismar to somebody in power or somebody that he will care about this individual's opinion, and it's not King. I can't say any more, but that's the best way. Like, if you could get an ear at Gallery Books or anybody who edits or is in control of the purse strings over there at Gallery to make Chismar seem like a losing horse, a bad bet. Because here's the other thing. Once King's gone and Chismar is circling the toilet, he's not going to be able to spam. He's not going to be able to do the warehouse fines to keep his New York Times bestseller status. And his writing doesn't rise to the level of maintaining New York Times bestseller status. Granted, he has that label, so it's his forever. But his tepid writing isn't enough to keep him fed, I don't think. And so when the business burns, when King goes and the business burns, whichever happens first, all of his influence, all of his levers are gone. And then what's he got? His writing career, which sucks. His writing sucks. and I can only go off of, again, what I've read, but also what the reviews are saying. They're all consistent on his books. There are some authors, you read a book and you look at the ratings, and there are some, if the 1-star reviews are kind of all over the place, then you could tell those are 1-star reviews from people who had a personal issue. I didn't like the way he talked about leopards. I'm a leopard expert. He talked about leopards, and that's not accurate, and it kind of discredited the rest of the book. For example, I don't know. But if the 1-star reviews are like that, where there's like a different issue among many of the reviews, then those are personal issues, and no less valid, I guess, because this is all just people's experiences. But then you could go with confidence to say, all right, well, I don't have those issues, and I could give this book a fair read. And all of Chismar's low reviews were very similar. They were like, this guy loves himself. He just spends 20 pages talking about his youth. It's all about him and sharing his nostalgia for himself. And I got to say, that's how Girl on the Porch struck me. I get it. I could see it, how that probably is iterative or reproduced across all of his other works. And it's just not much future there. He had an empire. He had a legacy with Cemetery Dance. So, and that's gone now. Cool, but now Mitch needs to get more slipcases so we can get one for the numbereds. Ooh, yes. Just put chapbook 13 in, and it fits also. Maybe able to get a couple more. I'll post pics of this thing on my page in a bit. That's cool. Would Philip ever do work with CD? Well, he did. He did a Gothic he did with them. And they really screwed him over. Now, these are my words. These are not Philip's words, but they were going to publish his book. And when at the time, when you talked about a Cemetery Dance hardcover, you talked myth-sewn binding. You talked about quality. It was a given. You weren't going to be print on demand. And when they did Gothic, they just sprung it on them. It was their first book. They were doing print on demand. And that's why there's a very rare copy of Gothic out there from Cemetery Dance. They did a print on demand via Amazon, and the boards were laminate. So they were like a library boards. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's fine. But they were like a laminate board. And I know Philip didn't like those. So those got pulled right away. Nothing on Amazon. And I think there were only like 200 of those. So if you find one, I call them shinies. Those are shiny Gothics. They're worth a lot of money just because they're super rare, and they were pulled right away. But then the other hardcovers were also done shoddily, but at least I think Cemetery Dance did those. I don't really know what the difference is, but they have a more of a matte finish cover. I have 3 of them or 4 of them. I don't know, but they're not leaving my shelf. I do tell you that. I do tell you that with confidence. One of them I got from VJ Books back in the day, the very rare VJ Books edition. Anyway, so he did work with them, and then he did do this chapbook that is forthcoming. He did an article in a chapbook called "My Scariest SK Scene." I'm gonna lampoon it once I unbox it. It's a Paul Michael Caine graphic design disaster. The cover, I could show it to you because I have it pulled up, actually, because I was going to talk about it. Let's make fun of it right now, shall we? Let's make fun of people and their hard work, because that's maybe what I'm reduced to. I don't know. Here it is. Read that. Can you read it? My scariest K scene. That's what it reads as. Or you could say my scariest K scene. It's a stupid title, even if you read it correctly, which is My Scariest SK Scene. So is this a scene that this author wrote about SK? And who's SK? Who is SK? Why not put Stephen King on there? My Scariest Stephen King Scene. sounds like I wrote a story. It had this scene in there with Stephen King, and it scared the shit out of me. But no, this is a bunch of articles about what scene these authors found to be the scariest of Stephen King works. So it's a stupid, stupid title, and it's made even worse by Paul Michael Caine's design. My scariest K scene. And I'm getting it only because Philip Fricassi's in it. That's it. Brian Freeman's in it, so I'm very happy about that. Nat Cassidy's in it. Who else? Yeah, there's Paul Michael Caine's in it. Ooh, what's the scariest scene you ever thought of? What's the one that scared you the most? I mean, I would have written one for this. My scariest Stephen King scene would have been The Shed, the chapter titled The Shed in the Tommyknockers. I'm not even joking. Tim is awesome, but I'm just bitching to screw with Mitch. Death Bus is my fave. Oh, thank you, man. I'll pay you later. I'm just glad there are so many other good small press publishers out there like Centipede and Grim Yes. Yeah. And we should just focus on those. I'm at 60% on Crone. Pretty good story so far. Hoping to finish it by tomorrow. I hope you like it. Did you read Coffin Moon? Because that's the only one I have to compare it to. Considering how King calls out people, I wonder what it would take for him to call out Chismar. No, he won't do it. Hey, get Billy Chismar when he's got Billy Chismar when Stephen King unalives. Yeah. Yeah. Billy Chismar is going to save your bacon. Dick Chiz. I don't think so. I recently read Everything's Eventual and was genuinely shocked. I didn't like the stories as much as I remember upon reading years ago. I think newer authors like Jones, Fracassi, and Lutsky spoiled me. Wow, I love the stories in Everything's Eventual. Damn. I need Mitch's slipcases. Oh, Mitch is here now. Now he shows up. I just finished Gothic this week. Another great book from Philip. Yes, it is. Yo, Mitch, good to see you. Mike's got problems, man. I miss VJ Books. Their packaging sucked, but I love the easy access to signed books. Me too, Tim. And I don't think I had a problem with their packaging. I don't think I did. I think it went pretty smoothly from what I remember. But I did love it. I could always count on a signed book. And I gotta say, I do prefer books that are directly signed by the author. So the signature sheets are just the nature of the business. You know, Brian James Freeman, Philip Fracassi was not signing all of those Cello and Strangers. We know this, and there's signature sheets that go around. They're beautifully designed and they're tipped in. So Philip never handled that book. That's why the books I get from author signings, those signatures, I love a notch above just the signature because they're actually in the author handled the book. I don't know. It makes you feel closer, right? So, VJ Books having that tipped in sheet, on one hand, I'd rather have the signature directly in the book, but on the other, it kind of made it its own special edition, and you didn't even need to verify it. It came from VJ Books. It's authentic. And so it's kind of neat. It's a notch. It occupied a sweet spot, and I was very happy to buy from them forever. I hope whatever John is doing now is well worth it. Cheers to John at VJ. I believe that's his name. And a happy retirement and much glory in the sunset for that man, because I did love those. I mean, I like that far more than book plates. So book plates are on the bottom. those tipped in sheets, and then direct signatures from signings. I just looked back through some comments. Mike, I didn't send you a coaster. I'll send you Jeff's. I'll send you one with shadow flowers, the one I was going to send to Jeff. That's what he's going to do. I'm working on some numbered slipcases for the chapbooks. I think you all will really like what I'm cooking up for them. Crone was so gritty and fantastic. Yeah, I hear you, Sean. I would give Rossin another shot. I would. I just didn't care for Coffin Moon all that much. Mitch, the slipcase is absolutely stunning, way above what I expected. So he thought you were going to do a crappy job. Mike, I'm so glad you dig it, dude. Thank you so much. They're a labor of love, yes. Anyone else lose sound? Uh-oh. Did people lose sound? It was just you. Good. I'm glad. Sorry it was you, though, Mitch. Sorry. I'll give you a full refund at the end of the show. Yeah, I read Coffin Moon. This is better so far. But I'm a sucker for callbacks, and there's a Coffin Moon one. I love the villain in Coffin Moon. My problem with Coffin Moon was he didn't fully go with one hero or the other. He Dwayne Miner seemed to be the hero of the book, and then Julia was the hero of the book, and they were both half-baked. And Miner had a lot of potential left on the drafting board, and Julia never really got the spotlight she deserved. So it felt like a split decision that was never really resolved in the draft process, and therefore never fine-tuned, never to be like, this is the hero and this is the one you're going to care about. I think there could have, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not in any position to tell them how to do it better, but I'm just reacting to what I read, and it was still a good book. Still good. The paper inside that slipcase is stunning. You need to use that for outside of one. Mike, which one did you get again? The blue cloth or black? Crone is so much better than Coffin Moon, and I loved Coffin Moon. Oh, there you go. I posted on my Facebook, the outside is kind of wood grain. Kind of wood grain. I like a port, but you know what? Wine makes me giggly and sleepy. Like Mitch at past 8:30. Oh, I just saw Mike. Yeah, that interior was what I used for the meat ship dust jacket. That's a badass one. I have it somewhere. I was just showing your chapbooks. Mitch, I'm doing a video for you. Here we are. These are badass. Badass. Those dust jackets, blown away by them every time. I love it. I love it. I don't know if you guys read my newsletter, if anybody did, but I talked about this. Makes me sad I passed on the dust jackets. Yeah, well, I mean, we all gotta live. We all gotta collect and live, Mike. And sometimes hard decisions have to be made. It doesn't make them any easier. But I talked about this, and I should promote this book. This and David, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. Advent. Oh man, where did I put that book? Daniel Pyle. Oh my God. Sorry for the senior moment. I'm a junior senior, but I'm getting there. Anyway, this is an awesome, awesome Christmas, holiday, winter read. And I got to tell you, this, when I was writing my newsletter, I was talking about this book, which you should get. You should totally get it. Basically, it's I would want it because of Josh Malerman is in it, but it's Silent Nightmares. It's a book. The theme is the winter solstice, so the longest night of the year, and these are all stories that take place on that night. Silent Nightmares, and who do you got? You got Alma Katsu, Josh Malerman, and they do Victorian ghost stories. Very nice. It's edited by Chuck Palahniuk. He's also in there with a story. And who else? Joe Lansdale, yeah, booyah. Ramsey Campbell, that's how I say it. Gabino Iglesias, boo. Anyway, Cynthia Pelayo. So I don't know. I'm like, maybe I'm a sucker for it, but I'm kind of like, really, I would like to check this out, and I would like to get it, and I would like to find or source a signed one, either by the editors or Josh Malerman and Joe Lansdale, if they did an event, if they were to do an event. I just found out recently that Alma Katsu lives in West Virginia. Man, you're getting some stuff going on there, Mike. You got Nick Roberts, right? And Alma Katsu. I think somebody else recently I learned of. Maybe not. It's funny. When you're from Chicago, everything south of Joliet is the South. You're like, that's the South. It's just one big area of the country. You don't know no difference between Tennessee, Texas, West Virginia, nothing. It's just one, and that's how it is for a lot of Chicagoans. Then I started traveling for work, and I realized, there are real people that live in these places. And then when you get to the South, everybody's just like, they have different ideas of the North, of Chicago. And they're not wrong. Anyway, Alma Katsu. So anyway, I was looking, and I did a video on this, and I'm going to post it later, probably tomorrow. I just got to edit it. It'll be very quick. And it is this, man. This showed up finally. This is the Black Crow edition of Serafina. And in the video, I admit that while this is not the best edition of Serafina, because obviously that crown goes to Paul Miller over there at Earthling, with also the first edition of Serafina with the Chris Nurse art. Bonkers awesome art, bonkers awesome book. But this is the best Black Crow book that I own. This is even better. Now, I don't know. I bought this from Black Crow, and on the spine it says Titan. So it is signed and it's sprayed edged, but it says Titan, whereas Black Crow says Black Crow. But I have this, and also, interestingly enough, I bought this from Black Crow, and it also says Titan. But this was their exclusive edition. This is Buffalo Hunter Hunter with the digital edge. They call that a digital edge. Very, very cool. I loved this book, and it had awesome end sheets. And Stephen Graham Jones signed the paste down page. No, he didn't. He signed the whatever that's called. It's an end paper, or that is the paste down page. I don't know, but it's a very cool place to sign it. That's why I missed it the first time. And the boards are very plain. It's just a plain book. And then there's Coffin Moon with the sprayed edges and the very nice board with the foil stamp. So they go a distance with Coffin Moon that they didn't do with Buffalo Hunter Hunter. And then, of course, Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix, and very cool end papers, but also a plain paper board. So it's a plain paper board. It's not even cloth. But it had the stenciled edge, or the digital edge and all that. But this one is far better. I mean, it is an escalation for sure, because this has both the foil stamp and the embossed rib cage. and they pulled it initially because they didn't get the embossing or debossing to their standards. I mean, this is the best edition from Black Crow. We're all a little bit evil. All of us. All of us. You have a little you have a little evil in you, a little bit. Just a skosh. So, yeah, I'm so happy that this is a beautiful book. And it's available. If you don't have it and you have no hope of getting the Earthling edition, then you got to get that. It's 30 pounds. I mean, holy shit. Why would you pass on it? It's beautiful. It's a lot better. It's even more beautiful than I thought it would be. We're just going to finish the port. Oh, wow. How do you know you had too much port? When you go to pour a port and the cork is in it. Okay. That was a very inelegant pour. I'm glad Hans was in here to see that. And we won't talk to him about it in the future. Did you order the Jones bundle yet? Pre-order? No, I did not. I did not order the Jones. And for anybody who's wondering what Mike is referring to, here it is. You can also get Crone. So this is the bundle. The Only Good Indians and Off the Reservation. Now, I have SST, The Only Good Indians, just magnificent with the Francesco art. Oh, was that the guy's name? The artist's name? I'm not sure. And I have Barnes & Noble exclusive signed edition of Off the Reservation coming to me. So I did not order that. You would think I would have because I own this. And The Babysitter Lives, which I bought from Black Crow. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the deal. I don't know what the dilly is. But oh, Hans is here. He saw it. God damn it. He saw the pour and feel deep shame for you. Well, yeah, I feel deep shame. That's a given. So yeah, I should get Crone. I should get Fever House Duology, but I'm not. I try to win it, but I don't think I'm going to win the contest. But yeah, the Seraphina is just awesome. You guys, come on. You got to get it. Hoping SST does the newest book from Stephen Graham Jones. I bet you he will. I bet you. Unfortunately, both Buffalo Hunter and The Babysitter Lives from Black Crow are glued with OK paper. I know. That's the thing. That's why those are nice to have. Like, again, if you're just like at a certain level and that's the best you can hope to get, and you're like, well, I could buy a new hardcover for $26, or I can get this signed, sprayed edged, nicely made book for $30. It offers people an option. Not everybody's rich like Sean Russell or Roselle. I still don't know how to say your name, Sean. So it can be, it's a nice option, but if you want the sewn binding, if you want, the beautiful art, we have those options and they are wonderful. So yeah, it is unfortunate. Jason, I think SST will do every Stephen Graham Jones book from here on out. I bet you that is the case. Which title? There are two coming that aren't announced yet, I think. Off the Reservation, yeah. I have two arcs that haven't been announced yet. Oh, from SST? Oh, yeah, I'm sure he will do that one also. Yeah, I think what you're talking about, Mike, is The Babysitter Lives and Killer on the Road. Or no, he announced Babysitter Lives, right? I'm going to put this up here. You don't trust yourself when you've had a little port. I hate collars. Sorry. This is the content you're not getting on It's Terrific. You'd be like, you know what? Some collars are better than others. And I would rather think about the good collars. And I'm like, I hate this collar. I hate collars. Hate. Rosenberg. The berg is silent. Add an L. Rosal. So it's Rosal. Rosenberg. The berg is silent and add an L. Rosal. Yeah. Killer on the Road and Zombie Bake Off. I never even heard of that. I have SSTs. The Babysitter Lives. Yeah, the Babysitter is already shipped. See, and I would love to support Paul Fry more than I do. Let's just say that. Would love to buy every one of his books. You know, one train I just jumped off of and I never looked back, even though I read 2 of his books and I loved them both, was Paul Tremblay. Why is that? Can someone explain it to me? I read Cabin at the End of the World and Head Full of Ghosts. And I want to read Survivor Song real bad. I want to read Disappearance at Devil's Rock. But I just stayed the hell away. It's like, I think Philip Fracassi came in on the scene and Tyler Jones and Ronald Malfi and so many others. And I'm just like, Paul, you got to go. I keep seeing him post about Dead But Dreaming of Electric Sheep, right? Is that the name of the new book? All over the place. He is everywhere. He's in my eyes a third of the time I'm on social media. And I have no impulse. I see a couple of versions of the cover. I have Horror Movie. I have Paul Bear's Club. I never got The Beast You Are. I don't know why that is. It's puzzling to me how I can really like 2 books from an author and then just call it a day, especially when I have a bunch of other books by the guy. It's very weird. It's a weird phenomenon in the Jeff sphere. Yeah, me too. I've read 2 Tremblay and haven't went back to Devil's Rock. Devil's Rock is pretty good. You read Tremblay's best too, Jeff, and I'd give Survivor Song the 3rd spot. Other than that, you haven't missed much. Wow. I mean, that makes me feel better. And maybe the chatter, maybe I heard the chatter. I was privy to it. The vibe got to me. Maybe the vibe from the community just vibed out. Like, the winds of meh blew strong that day. So, hey, I enjoyed Disappearance, but Head Full of Ghosts and Cabin at the End of the World were better. Cabin is one of my all-time favorite books. Hey, R.A., good to see you. Yes, I really loved Cabin. I really loved it, and I appreciated it. I thought it was a smart read, and I think that's why I really liked it, because let me do what I will with the book. And I really liked the movie too. I heard all the bad things about the movie, and I understand the criticism of the movie. And I'm no M. Night Shyamalan apologist, because Signs was literally the stupidest movie I'd seen in a long time. Signs is so overburdened with plot holes. I don't think any of the actors, Joaquin, Mel Gibson, I don't think anybody believed in what the hell they were doing in that movie. They were just in a fever dream, and they're like, I'm getting a paycheck. In fact, I would have said that at the end of every scene. I would have been Joaquin doing my line like, why are there so many glasses of water around here? I'm getting a paycheck. Cut. Can you not say that anymore? I'm saying it every goddamn take, because I want the world to know that's the only reason I'm doing this. M. Night Sham. That was a sham of a movie. But Cabin at the End of the World, even though it had a lot of haters, I'm not one of them. I really liked it. And I did not mind that they made a decision for the audience. I did not mind it because movies are inherently stupider than books. And you just don't have the bandwidth unless you're with a master filmmaker. And even then, the audience has got to build something along with that filmmaker. And audiences of movies don't want to do that. They want all the thinking spoon fed to them. So M. Night Shyamalan's like, all right, these are the people coming in to see these movies. I got to spoon feed them a story that isn't spoon fed in the original draft, in the original iteration. And so I dug it, and I forgive and I understand why he did that. Even though the movie was ruined. I didn't read that comment when I went on my praise of the movie, and I understand and I hear it. I hear it. And usually you know what though? It's like long ago I decided movies are not worth the same level of criteria or stat. Like you can't judge a movie the same way you could judge a book, or you should judge a book. A movie has a lower bar of involvement with the audience. So let me just say that. So it's I don't know. It's not, it is an incredibly hard thing to wrangle to pull a movie together because there are so many people that have to bring it to life. You have to, if you have one bad actor, for example, producer Jill totally vehemently disagrees with me about this. But Todd Phillips's Joker, the first one with Joaquin Phoenix, I'm going on a Joaquin Phoenix rant tonight. I loved it. I loved that movie. You know what ruined the movie for me? Robert De Niro. Who the Jeff decided Robert De Niro should play a late night talk show host? Who and he's like the angriest late night talk show. Like a late night talk show host is the classiest one, the unofficial member of the Rat Pack, Johnny Carson. Nobody could do it like Johnny. Nobody. The best you could hope for is like Jimmy Fallon, some puppy dog that you get up there who's complimentary to the celebrities, doesn't challenge anyone's thinking, and gets everybody to bed with sweet dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not challenge the viewing audience with this. And they get De Niro, who's the grumpiest. Like, what an asshole. The actor really was not suited because he plays a tough guy. Usually he plays a real belligerent tough guy, you know, mob boss, blah blah blah. And just so miscast, it ruined it because it's the final scene of the movie. You need it to fire on all cylinders, and they got De Niro there, who is a brilliant actor if he does a mob boss, but he sucks everywhere else. Well, except maybe Meet the Fockers, when he's like this real bastard father-in-law, but as a hard ass. He can only play a hard ass. He's not actually a hard ass. But when he plays a hard ass, he's really good at it. And so, yeah. Anyway, I loved it. And all it takes is one actor to ruin it. So if you do a movie and you're a director, you're an actor, you got a screenwriter, you got a lot of moving parts, and it's very hard, I think, to get them all up to speed. Like if you're Quentin Tarantino by now, or you're Martin Scorsese, or Francis Ford Coppola, or whatever, you have a reputation, and actors will do what you tell them to do because they are in your movie, and there's that means something. So maybe you could get a better performance out of actors just by your gravitational pull. But anyway, the Coen brothers can make a brilliant movie, but it's so hard. So my standard is much lower for movies. I judge them a lot less. So that probably is why Cabin at the End of the World. What did they call it? What did they change the name to? Didn't they change the name? Knock on the cabin door. Yeah, that was a stupid change. That was stupid. I'll admit that. I disagree with everyone. I love his books. Why you got to make it twisted for me? Tremblay is awesome. I loved Little Sleep, but his sequel sucked. But Cabinet and Survivor Song are bomb. I need to read more of him, but I've heard Paul Bear's Club and Horror Movie were bad. I heard that about Paul Bear's Club. I also heard that about Daphne. I don't need to hear, like, I'm willing to judge it for myself. But yeah, I did hear the same thing. Horror Movie was great until the very end. Oh, movie was great until the very end. I used to be an M. Night apologist. I love all his movies except Old and Cabin. Well, I don't think the very end was bad. I like Signs, but The Happening was garbage. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I didn't see The Village. Oh, I forgot about The Happening. Hans, I blame Marky Mark. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch are two problems you could have with your underwear. That's not my joke. I heard that from a comedian back in the day. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. You don't mind. You didn't mind the ending in the movie, but I didn't like it. And Tremblay didn't either. Most of his endings are left to the... Yes. No, I understand that. I thought the book was far superior. But again, when I lower my standards for the movie, a lot more shit can float by. I like Signs. He has way worse movies. Signs was so stupid. Aliens, extraterrestrial beings that can traverse the cosmos don't understand that the planet they're going to is covered in is made up of 70% of the planet they're going to is made up of a highly corrosive chemical that will burn them on contact. They don't know this. And not knowing, or even if they did know it, they show up naked. Aliens are always naked. Why are they naked? They've mastered space travel. They've covered distances that human beings can't possibly imagine. If you're saying something takes 40 light years, we don't even travel at the speed of light. And then what do? You get on if you can master the speed of light, you get on board as a 20-year-old and you land as a 60-year-old? What? And these beings master that, and they're naked. They show up naked. Hey, I'm naked. And then they get covered in water. And that's how they win. I mean, that is my jaw got unhinged at that movie. I thought it was the stupidest thing I ever saw. That's just... And admittedly, most alien invasion movies are stupid. A species that can travel the cosmos, in theory, would be so far superior to us that we really would not have a chance if they had ill intent. We would have to hope that they would treat us the way Jane Goodall treated the chimps. They would have to be a fleet of benevolent, big-hearted Jane Goodalls that have also engineered rocket ships to make it to Earth to just study these drooling idiots that buy cemetery dance books. That would be your best case scenario. Very unlikely. It would probably be more like a bunch of imperialists who want our precious, precious water. Or whatever, lithium. I don't know. And honestly, I don't even think we could perceive them. They would be so far advanced. They could be standing around me right now saying, this is the stupidest show on YouTube, and you're talking about the stupidest movie? Talk about no self-awareness. So anyway, that's That's my gripe with that. Casting De Niro was a direct nod to King of Comedy. It's fine, but it didn't work. There's going to be a new Fockers movie, Focker-in-Law or something like that. Saw the premiere this weekend. Awful. Yeah, I've never seen any of those. I don't really like Ben Stiller. He's okay. Dodgeball was funny, but there's only so much of Ben Stiller I could take. His father was a genius, Jerry Stiller, right? Jerry, genius, comic genius. That guy is awesome. George's dad, Festivus, airing of grievances, hilarious guy. And Martin Scorsese's King of Comedy, De Niro plays Robert Rifkin, who kidnaps talk show host Jerry Lewis to get a spot doing comedy on live TV. No, I know, I get it. And it's like, yes, that's nice. That's a nice nod. But did nobody direct Robert De Niro? Did nobody show him what a late night talk show host acts like? Like, you would think that the late night talk show host, when they realize they're obviously dealing with a deranged murderer, would sit there and go, "Oh, okay, well, try to be like, we're gonna keep this guy from losing his shit. We're going to be very yes, and we're gonna get to commercial, and then we're gonna get security in here to get the guy out of there." They wouldn't be like, "Oh, tough guy, hey, tough guy, you think that's funny?" I mean, it just, for me, it was like such a stupid move. Like, I would have been like, I think it would have been more effective had De Niro been like, "Oh, okay, anyway, okay, well, I see what's like exactly." Here's what they should have done. They should have watched David Letterman with Crispin Plummer. That's a famous. I saw it live, whatever, in 1988. You got to see it. It's an incredible clip where Crispin Plummer is like so off his mind that he gets up and he does a kick to David Letterman's face with these like 6-inch platform shoes. And he comes within an inch of kicking David Letterman in the face. And David like goes to commercial, but he handles it like that. Like, well, okay, we're going to commercial. Like, that would have been so much. Anyway, I'm not here to argue the Joker. I loved everything else about the movie. I thought Joaquin was brilliant in it. So yeah. So I get it. I understand. I just don't approve. I always imagine Jeff is in a studio of a replica of his room. Yeah, I am a replica. Paul Bear's Club is rough to get through, but I liked it. Horror movie would make a great horror movie. Mallerman wrote Daphne. No, I know. I'm just saying that I love Mallerman and everybody hated on Daphne, but I will reserve the final judgment. So that, like, there were a number of books that came out right around the same time, actually. Paul Bear's Club, Daphne, and there was a lot of a mood. There was a mood in the reader community that their heroes were letting them down. I lower all expectations every movie. Trying to tell any really good story in 90 minutes is pretty hard. Yes. Yes, very much so. The best part about the Signs twist is that M. Night says the twist in his own movie. Power move. What? It's really not a twist. It's called, I would say that's more dumb luck. He's actually a better actor than director. After Sixth Sense, he has been trying too hard. Sixth Sense was brilliant. I loved it. I did figure it out before the end, though. The sweater gave it away. Or the sweatshirt. The talk show host was written to be an ass and not funny. De Niro nailed it. Well, if he was written to be an ass and make the movie unenjoyable at the very end with the most important scene of the movie, then kudos, Todd Phillips. You're kind of like, yeah, I'm glad he killed De Niro. It was kind of a good thing. I'm glad. But anyway. Glover. Crispin Glover. Yes, Glover. Sorry, Crispin Glover. I called him Plumber. I get Christopher Plummer. Yes, I don't know why I do that. It's very stupid. No, it's Crispin Glover. Yeah. Or another Letterman moment with Andy Kaufman getting slapped in the face by a pro wrestler, not scripted. Yes. There were a lot of those moments like that. I think would have been really good fuel for that scene, to put it like, because I love that dynamic. Because like at the end when Joaquin's there, when the Joker's there talking about, like, he's just done. He's done with the world. His whole thing was so, in some ways, disturbingly relatable that you're like, yes, this is, and to take it where everything's supposed to be fluff and fluffery, and nobody's supposed to be thinking uncomfortable things. So much potential. Yeah, the Crispin Glover clip is on YouTube. Yeah. It is a great episode. I remember when I saw it live, I'm like, holy shit. I figured out when he started talking to his wife in the restaurant. Jerry Lawler smacked Kaufman. They were actually very good friends. Yeah. Yeah, there was that whole Andy Kaufman when he was doing his Tony. What was his alter ego, the lounge singer? He was crazy. But I would say he was lost in his own art. He was an artist, more than an actor, more than anything else. He was an artist who tried to embody personas, which is ultimately what actors should strive for. It's just that's all he wanted to do. He wanted to Tony, what? It was Andy Kaufman, but Tony what? Clifton. Tony Clifton was the name. Yeah, Tony Clifton. Thank you, Mark. Yeah. Really, I mean, it's brilliant. And I'm all for people taking their art to the insane degree. I'm all for it. Otherwise, what's the point? Then don't do it. Take the risks, be crazy, and don't apologize, So everybody, when Andy Kaufman was dying, everybody thought it was a stunt, another stunt. And that's sort of a tragedy. When you're so far afield, you're lost in your characters. You don't even know who you are anymore, and the people who know you don't know who you are. I remember Andy Kaufman hosting Fridays on live TV, and he got on stage during a sword swallowing act and pushed the sword further down the swallower's throat, who pulled out the sword with blood. Holy shit. Did you see the one? There's another one where he's on there with Mike Richards. And Mike Richards, if you're not familiar, that's Kramer from Seinfeld, who had his own career-ending meltdown at a comedy club, the Laugh Factory. I don't remember where it was. But that's ugly, and I'm not going to laugh at that. That's really a shame. It's awful. But the Michael Richards was on an I guess he was an ensemble actor. He was like a Saturday Night Live version with Andy Kaufman, and they did that skit where Andy just kind of, he goes way off script. He goes off the rails, and none of the other actors on stage know what to do with him. You guys got to check that out too. Mark, you're right. I figured it out when he was in the rest. Oh, I read that already. I'm sorry. I did also, and spent the rest of the movie trying to find something to prove myself wrong. Oh, wait. But that was actually a scripted stunt. Oh, with the sword? The actress was great. She gave it away. Oh, you figured out, yes, when Bruce Willis was in the restaurant. Yeah. I really like that movie, and it's a shame because he pigeonholed himself, put himself in a corner with being the guy that writes with a twist. The Andy Kaufman and Michael Richards sketch was also on Friday. Yeah. My F key is failing. Yeah, that was scripted as well. Oh, really? Really? With when Andy goes off? Well, whatever. Check it out. I mean, it's very. If it was scripted, it's brilliant because it feels unscripted. You feel the discomfort. We got a cat that's losing its mind. I thought somebody was watching something on TV and there was a cat, but it's our cat. He really wants to go out, but it's too late when it's this time. But yeah, they make you feel uncomfortable, and it's like everybody in the audience is sort of. It was a live studio audience. They're sort of like, "What are we gonna do? This looks like a problem." And I would say the people who took over from that sort of school of comedy, the comedy that's supposed to be unsettling or uncomfortable or put you back on your heels, was Tim and Eric on Adult Swim. Richards finally admitted that he and Kaufman planned it without telling anyone else. So the reaction, okay, so there's a fine line. There's a because everybody seemed to be unsettled. That's brilliantly done, and I think there's a level of art that the best actors can achieve, the convincing lie. But I think there are some actors that are good in some ways and not others, and they can't rise to that level. But that would that would short circuit the lie, believing the lie, because they're not lying; they're actually uncomfortable. So that's interesting. Didn't Andy Dick high as a kite, light Jay Leno's guest chair on fire? I seem to remember that, and think he got banned from the show after that. I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. Oh man, it used to be such a tradition, late night talk shows. That's one thing I do miss. Like, it's another thing that social media has ruined, and watching things on demand is, we can all agree to binge Widow's Bay, which I have to see yet. We can all agree to watch something at the same time, but no one's holding us to it. And back in the day, we always used to watch that live Tonight Show and late night with David Letterman, and we always used to be part of the moment together. It was a cultural thing, and I miss that. I think that was a very healthy thing for society to share stuff like that. And everything just has become so fractured. So I'm glad you guys show up here Monday nights and we could talk. And this is our cultural thing. This is our unifying chat. It's our come together to talk about books and Andy Kaufman and whatever. But oh, you might be thinking of Bobcat. Yes, Mark's got it. I didn't like Unbreakable, which he did right after Sixth Sense. Well, you got Unbreakable. You had a few. You had like the superhero arc. Split was one of them. Yeah. Bobcat Goldthwait burnt the couch. Yeah, Bobcat. Yeah, I saw that. Where, you know what's so funny is there's a gulf of talent between Bobcat and Andy Kaufman, because that whole thing with Bobcat looked staged as hell. He might have got banned from the show, maybe whatever, but it did not look spontaneous. Go back and, it's funny, maybe that was spontaneous and I didn't buy it. And these other ones were scripted and I thought they were spontaneous. So that shows you. Don't believe the guy with the shiny forehead. Look at that. It don't matter. Foreheads don't matter. Port. Tawny Port. Tawny Porto did not date David Coverdale. Whatever happened to Tawny Katane? I think she passed away. I think she had a very miserable end of years, but I don't know. I don't know. And really what? Oh, check it out. What do we got to show? This is funny. Sean Ryan decided to model some merch for Levidian. I don't know why it cracks me up. But it's Levidian Publications right there. And it could be like a GIF. Sean Ryan. I went to school with Sean Ryan, with a Sean Ryan. I'm sure there are multiple Sean Ryans. It's interesting how he rolls the sleeves. I don't know why. I thought I was the only one that did that. I no longer do it because now it's just embarrassing to roll my sleeves. She was on VH1's Surreal Life a while back. Tawny, really? I know way to match. I know way too much TV and movie trivia. People used to call me on the phone when they were having an argument. Not proud of it. Why not? Why not be proud of it? So Sean Ryan says you should. Oh, it went away. Okay. Well, it's gone. Oh, look at this. Mike Hughes posted. There it is. Look at that. Okay. People are commenting on shit. I don't want you to see what people are commenting on. Look at that. 2 copies of Coffin Moon right there. And I have that one. There you go, Mike. Oh, that is meat ship all the way. You should say, hey, baby, that's where I park my meat ship. Let me put my meat ship in your slipcase. Those are things you could say. Look at these. Oh, he's got the duology. Fever House and The Devil in by Name. He's got Revelation. Let's just look at Mike's shelf. Look at this. I don't see it, Mike. You didn't put your books in. There it is. Look at that. Totally fits real nice. Those are the lettered. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, Mitch, are you seeing this? This is beautiful. You should be very proud, very happy. That is, and I gotta say, Mike, maybe it's better that you don't have the dust jackets on because you see the stitches. I'm jealous of this display. Very cool, man. That is so cool. Look at it. And look at that. Look at this. Every house is on. You got your Ian Rodgers lined up here. Ian Rodgers is in here. Fitted sheet. Oh, that is so cool. Very cool, man. Thanks for sharing that. And I impromptu put you up on there, right? Somehow I am missing number 11, Mitch. What was number 11? What was number 11? We got to look up Rapture, by the way. We need to talk about Rapture. Books. Yeah. Yes, we could talk about this. Hold on. What was number 11? The Quality of Mercy. You don't have that? All right. Like you didn't buy it or you lost it? I'll check my notes. I'm watering my lawn at the moment, but I'll be working soon. Thanks, Jeff. What did I do? I think I didn't buy it. Must have sold out super quick. 11 was a Smith book. Yeah, it was Michael Marshall Smith. The Quality of Mercy. Oh, no. RA, you can't be missing anything. We got to figure out a way to hook RA up. We got to figure that out. What was I going to say? Thanks, Jeff. I don't know. Mitch, I started out tonight complaining about you, saying everybody's getting their Clay McLeod Chapmans. I need mine. Oh, yeah, but here. This is what I want to do. I didn't want to bitch at Mitch. Oh, wouldn't that be a good advice column for you, Mitch? Or an advice show? Mitch, if I lived near you, we would have an access cable channel. I don't know if those things still exist. Wow, why did I plural? I don't know if those things still exist. But if we did, I would host it, and you would be on there, and you wouldn't say a word. You would sit there in a chair, and you would not talk, and the whole show would be called "Bitch at Mitch," and people would call in and tell you what they're angry about, and you would not respond, and they would just get it off their chest, and I would just go through the calls, and nobody would challenge these people. They can complain about anything they want, and then you just have to sit there and take it, and I get all the money. That's how we would do it. And it would be called Bitch at Mitch. And once a year, we would do a dunk tank fundraiser. And you would be in the dunk tank too. And I would get all that money. Bitch at Mitch. I have a feeling it would escalate to flick the switch on Mitch, and they would actually come in and flick a switch, and you would get a mild electric shock. Like you'd be sitting in a chair. And the point is, everybody would get their anger out on you. I think this got potential, man. If you ever don't want to do the Rapture thing anymore, I think we got something. Oh, beautiful. Mitch is going to hook RA up. Yes, he's got extras. Oh, awesome. Get the quality of mercy. It's fantastic. Oh, so I am so happy to hear that. Awesome. This is great. Oh, dunk tank would be pitch at Mitch. God damn it. This thing has wheels. This is a train. It's out of the station, Mitch. You can't even stop it. Pitch at Mitch. Wow. We've got an idea. Anyway, so I think we do want to talk about Horizon over there at Rapture. What do we have? We have Ramsey Campbell and Otessa Moshfegh. And Jonathan Jans and Neil McRobert. I got to say, though, Mitch, this picture of Neil McRobert, was he expecting it to be taken? Was he aware? Did he consent to this photo? I worry that Neil McRobert is an unwilling participant. He looks unsettled. House of Butterflies. Jonathan Jans, take a puzzle, leave a puzzle. Very cool. Ramsey Campbell and Otessa. So I got to say, I've never read Ramsey Campbell. This guy is a legend in horror. So I think it's amazing. I think that's one hell of a get. And I am super excited for Otessa Moshfegh just because of what I read about her. And I think this is going to be a heavy hitter. I think the imitations, RA20, RA16, Rapture 16, kind of RA, you kind of got to get number 11 now because he's using RA in his descriptions. But damn, I mean, I read about her and I'm like, this is bona fide. And then Jonathan Jans, I read Marla. Marla was a 3-star read for me. But that's not bad. I don't think he's a Bentley Little. I think he's much better than Bentley Little. I think he's far better than Richard Chismar. I think he smoked CJ Tudor. And I'm eager to read something else by Jonathan Jans. I've never had the opportunity since Marla. So very interested. And then Neil McRobert. I mean, I think this picture makes me want to do a wellness check on the man. If he can blink, can he blink? I would say blink twice if Mitch is holding you against your will. Neil McRobert. I know nothing about. So it's funny because the other three, oh, I blew it up for you. You know what? I'm going to use my picture to cover Neil McRobert for his own safety. Anyway, I think that's very cool. Oh, that Jans. I'm so stoked for that one. Amazing. I already ordered the last 4. Can I PayPal you and add that to that delivery? Yep, that's no problem. Look at this coming together. Well, folks have to go. We need a new drummer, and I'm the one dealing with settling up the tryouts till next week. Well, I hope you find the drummer, Mark. That ain't easy. I hope you get a good one, and I'll see you next week. Take it easy. Yeah, I definitely don't think for several books that the RA was just for me. Yeah, I definitely didn't think. It is. I think it is just for you. You need to read Jans's Veil. All right. All right, Mike. If it's coming from you, it carries some weight. Veil was a lot of fun for me. Okay. All right. I will do it. I'm just surprised that that Jonathan Jans's photo doesn't show the guns. You know, like he's not like, yeah, that's what he does. He rolls his sleeves up. You know, he does this. He says, "Sir, you know, Jonathan Jans, the Jans mans." So okay, that's literally his author photo. I love Veiled and Dismembered. Dude, Otessa is amazing. I'm so incredibly excited to work with her. Just huge. Yeah, I mean, she sounds boss, man. She sounds epic. And I'm very happy for you on that front. And excited for myself as well. You're bringing the heat, you know. Ramsey Campbell is a legend I've never read. I got to say, and like I said, I was doing a video. Rapture's introduced me to a lot of really great talent. So keep it up, Mitch. Keep it up. And then you don't have to go on the late night access cable show, Bitch at Mitch. Just, you know what? I hope that motivates you to never fail. Like, my second act isn't going to be as good as the Mitch Stitch. So many things rhyme with Mitch. So that's it. That's all the show I got. I do 90 minutes because they said if I do less than 90 minutes, they're going to release the photos that I have secretly on my phone. And so that's embarrassing. And I don't want those photos released. So I have to go 90 minutes. Otherwise. So I'm going to take it off here. But after I shut the camera off, I'm going to go. Made no sense. Take my shiny ass forehead. Yeah, that's nightmare fuel. Anyway, I will talk to you all next week. I hope you have a good week. I hope you all are good to yourselves, good to each other. We need more good in the world, more happy, more joy, more good books. And take it easy. And until next week, you guys are awesome, as always.